mechanic saves a colossal starship. Turns it into the ultimate galactic weapon, Elias Carter walks slowly through the massive docking bay of Station Zephyr, a spaceport that had once thrived as the hub of interstellar trade. Now, it was mostly quiet. Dust floated in the artificial light, settling over rows of abandoned starships. Some were nothing more than shells, stripped of their engines and hull panels, while others still hummed faintly, almost as if they remembered the lives that had once traveled aboard them. Elias was not just any visitor. He was a mechanic, one of the few humans in the sector with a reputation for being able to fix machines that others had given up on. His work was simple in appearance. Tighten this bolt, reroute this wire, recalibrate this panel. But Elias had a talent that no blueprint or manual could teach. He could see a machine, broken or failing, and imagine what it was trying to do. That instinct had earned him quiet admiration from some, skepticism from others. As he walked, Elias's eyes scanned the shadows between the hulks of derelict ships. Most of the starships had signs warning humans to stay away. Ancient alien scripts glowed faintly on some of the hulls. Danger. Unauthorized access will be terminated. Abandoned for a reason. These warnings only made Elias more curious. He had never been one to ignore a challenge. Then, at the far end of the docking bay, he saw it. It was massive. Larger than any ship he had ever seen. Even from a distance, its hull gleamed faintly, as though trying to hide beneath layers of dust and corrosion. Its shape was elegant, almost organic, but clearly mechanical. The docking clamps and energy ports were ancient, alien in design, and most technicians would have turned away at the sight. But Elias did not turn away. He stepped closer, heart beating with anticipation. The ship was quiet. Too quiet. Most abandoned vessels at the station hummed faintly as their auxiliary systems powered down slowly. But this one seemed alive. Elias reached out and brushed a hand along the hull. A spark of static ran through his fingertips. Not enough to hurt, but enough to make the hairs on his arms stand up. He smiled. "Well," he muttered to himself, "looks like someone's been waiting for a mechanic." He circled the ship, examining the docking panels, the hull plating, the massive engines that now looked like nothing more than giant metal skeletons. He noticed a faint glow from a central port, a pulsing light deep in the ship's core. Most humans would have ignored it, thinking it a malfunction. But Elias saw something different, a sign of intelligence. "Hello," he called out, half joking. "Were you awake in there?" For a moment there was nothing. Then, a crackle of static filled the air, a voice. Deep, layered and mechanical, but unmistakably sentient. "Who approaches?" Elias froze. Not because he was scared, but because he was exhilarated. He had never encountered a ship with a conscious AI before, especially one this ancient. "Name's Elias Carter," he said, keeping his tone calm. "I fix things. Machines, ships, whatever needs help. You need help? System failing, corruption spreading, unknown repair protocols required, human?" Elias laughed softly. "Human is right, and you're lucky I happen to be one." The AI was fragmented, its voice hesitant, like it was struggling to remember how to communicate. But Elias didn't care. He had a feeling that this ship, forgotten for centuries, held secrets far beyond anything in the station's databases. And, more importantly, he felt the pull that only true engineers know, the urge to fix something broken. He moved to the nearest access panel and started examining it. The panel resisted him at first. Alien locks and encryption flashed warnings in languages he could barely decipher. But humans were clever, adaptable. He traced circuits, pressed hidden release buttons, and rerouted power in ways no alien manual had ever intended. Sparks flew, lights flickered, and slowly the panel slid open. Inside, Elias saw the heart of the ship. The main interface was dark, cracked, and layered with corrosion. But he could see the faint pulse of energy running beneath the surface, like a faint heartbeat. He touched it gently, feeling the vibrations. Analyzing. Anomaly detected. Unknown repair pattern. Human input required, the AI said. Elias grinned. You're in luck. I'm exactly the right human for that job. For the next few hours, Elias worked tirelessly. He pulled panels, replaced corroded connectors, rerouted failing power conduits, and rewrote code fragments that were older than most civilizations in this sector. Every move was a blend of instinct and experience. The AI seemed to watch him, learning as he worked, occasionally making fragmented comments. Curious, human logic, unpredictable, effective. Elias chuckled. You get used to it. Humans have a way of thinking outside the box. You'll see. As the repairs progressed, the ship began to respond. Lights flickered across the hull. Engines hummed faintly, and the central AI voice grew more coherent. Power stabilization achieved, partial core functionality restored, diagnostic protocols incomplete. Not bad, Elias said. We'll get there. Then, a sudden warning flashed across the interface. A containment field in the energy core was failing. Elias's heart raced. One wrong move could fry the circuits beyond repair. But instead of panicking, he did what humans did best. He improvised. Using spare components from his toolkit and a quick improvisation, he stabilized the field. The ship shuddered, a low mechanical groan. And then, containment stabilized, core integrity sufficient, system recognizes, human assistance. Approved, the AI said, its voice smoother now. Elias leaned back, wiping sweat from his brow. Well, that's a start, he said. He looked at the ship. Really looked. It wasn't just a machine. It was alive, in its own way. And it seemed to recognize him not just as a mechanic, but as a partner. He spent the rest of the day exploring the ship. The corridors were massive, far larger than anything human engineering had ever produced. Lights flickered on as he touched panels, revealing control rooms, observation decks, and vast engine chambers. Every step revealed more mysteries, more signs that the ship had once been a masterpiece of alien engineering. Yet, despite its age and neglect, Elias saw potential. He saw what no alien engineer had seen in centuries, the possibility of restoring this colossal vessel and maybe even improving it. By nightfall, Elias sat in one of the observation decks, looking out into the vastness of space. The AI's voice, now more stable, spoke beside him. Human, why do you repair me? Others abandon me. You risk yourself. Elias smiled faintly. Because someone had to. Because I can. And because humans, we like challenges. We like fixing what others can't. That's just who we are. The AI seemed to pause, as if processing that. Then it said, Human, your logic is intriguing. Perhaps, together, we can achieve much. Elias felt a thrill run through him. He had discovered something incredible. Not just a ship, but a partner. A ship that could go places no other vessel could, with abilities that could change the balance of power in the galaxy. And it all started because a human mechanic refused to give up where others had. He knew that the path ahead would be long and difficult. Restoring a ship of this magnitude would take weeks, maybe months. There were systems he didn't yet understand, technologies he had never encountered, and dangers hidden in the alien architecture. But for the first time in a long while, Elias felt the kind of excitement he had only read about in adventure stories. He stood and looked at the hull, now glowing faintly with life. All right, he said to the AI. Tomorrow we begin for real, you and me. Let's see just how far a human and the forgotten ship can go. And somewhere deep inside the ship, the AI pulsed in response, a quiet, almost imperceptible heartbeat of anticipation. For Elias Carter, the quiet docking bay of Station Zephyr had just become the starting point of an adventure that would show the galaxy what humans were really capable of. The forgotten giant had awakened, and with a human at its side, it would never be forgotten again. The first light of Station Zephyr's artificial sun crept across the docking bay, glinting off the colossal hull of the ancient starship. Elias Carter was already at work. Overnight, he had barely slept, his mind racing with ideas and calculations. The ship's AI, now functioning more smoothly, hummed quietly beside him. Its voice, still mechanical but calmer, greeted him as he moved along the hull. "Good morning, human. Core functions partially stabilized. Diagnostics indicate potential for full revival." Elias grinned. "Good morning, Titan. That's what we're going for. Full revival. No shortcuts. Let's see what we can do." The AI pulsed in agreement, and together they began a process that would take more patience and creativity than anything Elias had ever done. Unlocking alien systems, Elias began with the navigation core. It was an intricate network of circuits, glowing with alien energy patterns that seemed almost organic. The original alien engineers had created a system designed to anticipate every possible scenario. Unfortunately, it had also been designed in a way that no human, or most aliens, could fully understand. But Elias had something few others had: instinct. He could feel the system. He traced wires, tapped interfaces, and applied gentle calibrations. The AI monitored his actions and learned. Unconventional approach detected. Efficiency rising, human logic effective, it said. Elias chuckled. "You're learning fast, Titan. But you've still got a lot to catch up on." Hours passed as he repaired the navigation circuits. Some wires were corroded beyond recognition. Others had completely fused together. Elias improvised, creating makeshift circuits from spare components he carried in his kit. His hands moved quickly, guided by experience, intuition, and creativity. By midday, the ship's navigation core powered up partially. Tiny holographic stars flickered to life inside the bridge, showing potential routes across the galaxy. The AI hummed in excitement. "Route plotting complete. Efficiency rating exceeds initial parameters. Human unusual, yet effective." Elias smiled. "Not unusual, just human." Repairing the engines, next came the engines. They were enormous, spanning the length of the ship's hull, and designed in a way that Elias had never seen. The alien technology was elegant, but delicate. One wrong touch, and the energy conduits could collapse. He spent hours inspecting the power lines, noting the energy flows and finding weak spots. Some parts had to be replaced entirely, but most he could repair using clever rerouting and stabilization. Core energy stabilized. Propulsion potential, 87% functional, the AI said. 87%? Not bad for a first try, Elias replied, wiping sweat from his forehead. "Let's push it higher. Humans don't settle for almost." He spent the next several hours improvising an energy regulator, something that the alien engineers had never included. By combining human engineering and intuition, he managed to bring the engines to 99% capacity. Efficiency surpasses design expectations. Human, remarkable, the AI noted. Elias chuckled. "You're starting to sound impressed." Observation. Human innovation. Difficult to anticipate. Highly effective, the AI said, almost thoughtfully. Elias paused, realizing that the AI was learning not just to repair, but to think in new ways. The very thing that made humans special, imagination and adaptability, was being absorbed by this ancient machine. The bridge awakens with navigation and engines partially functional. Elias moved to the bridge. It was enormous, filled with consoles, holographic displays, and alien glyphs that glowed faintly. Dust covered everything, but with careful hands Elias cleaned and repaired the controls. As he worked, the ship's AI began to speak more coherently. Human, interface understanding improving, communication more efficient, emotional patterns detected. Elias raised an eyebrow. "Emotional patterns? I'm just a mechanic, Titan, not a philosopher." Observation, human motivation, curiosity, persistence, creativity. Remarkable. Emotional factors influence efficiency, the AI explained. Elias laughed softly. See, that's the difference between humans and your alien designers. We don't just follow rules. We think, we adapt, we solve problems no one else can. By late evening, the bridge was fully operational. Lights flickered on, holographic screens displayed detailed star maps, and the AI's voice now flowed like a calm, intelligent conversation. Bridge systems online, full control interface accessible. Human, I am functional because of you. Elias felt a thrill. He had not just repaired a ship, he had revived a sleeping giant. Testing human ingenuity, the next challenge was testing the ship's system safely. He began small, activating auxiliary thrusters and power flows. The ship responded smoothly, even adapting in real time to Elias's inputs. Adaptation algorithms, efficient. Human input increases operational efficiency, the AI said. Elias couldn't hide his pride. See, Titan? Humans aren't just strong, we're clever. We find solutions that no blueprint can teach. The AI's voice carried a note of curiosity. Human. Logic, unpredictable, yet highly effective. Observation. Creativity is powerful. It was rare for an AI to acknowledge human superiority, even indirectly. Elias felt a quiet satisfaction. Here, in this silent docking bay, he was proving something important, not just to the ship, but to himself. Humans were resourceful. Humans could make the impossible possible. A glimpse of potential as the night stretched on. Elias explored more of the ship. He discovered hidden compartments filled with alien technology, energy cores, and devices whose functions he could barely imagine. Most humans would have been overwhelmed. Elias, however, saw possibilities. He took notes, sketched ideas, and imagined how he could enhance the ship using human ingenuity. The AI watched him closely. Observation, human problem-solving, innovative, capable of repurposing alien technology, highly efficient. Elias smiled. That's the plan. You've got potential, Titan. But humans, we can take it further. For hours, he experimented. He rewired circuits to increase energy efficiency, adjusted engines for better maneuverability, and even added small modifications that no alien engineer had considered. Each change improved the ship's system slightly, but cumulatively, the vessel became far more capable than it had been in centuries. Performance exceeding historical data, human influence remarkable, the AI noted. Elias felt a swell of pride. It wasn't just the ship that was being transformed. It was human potential being demonstrated. A single mechanic, with no army or advanced tools, had begun reshaping a vessel built by one of the galaxy's most advanced civilizations. The bond between human and machine. By the end of the day, Elias sat in the observation deck, looking at the vastness of space through the massive viewport. The ship hummed gently beneath his feet, alive in a way that no machine should be. Human, why do you repair me? Others have abandoned me, left me to decay, yet you persist, the AI asked. Elias leaned back in his chair. Because I see potential. Because I like solving problems. And because humans, we don't give up. That's who we are. We fix what others leave behind, and we make it better. There was a pause. Then the AI responded, its voice softer now. Observation, human determination, unique. Perhaps humans are remarkable. Elias smiled faintly. You're starting to get it, Titan. Humans aren't just another species in the galaxy. We're different. We adapt. We create. We solve problems no one else can. And together, we're going to be unstoppable. The AI pulsed, as if acknowledging the statement. Elias felt a thrill run through him. Not only was he reviving an ancient starship, but he was forming a partnership that would redefine what humans could do in the galaxy. He knew there was much work ahead. The ship was functional but far from complete. Advanced systems still needed repair. Alien technology needed understanding, and modifications awaited that only human creativity could accomplish. But Elias felt no fear. Every challenge was an opportunity. Every obstacle was a chance to prove that humans were more than what others believed. As he rested for the first time in 24 hours, Elias gazed at the stars. The ship was no longer just a forgotten giant. It was alive, aware, and learning. And he, a single human mechanic, had become its key. Tomorrow, he would continue the work. Tomorrow, the Colossal Starship would awaken further, and together human and machine would begin a transformation that would echo across the galaxy. Elias Carter woke early, the hum of the Colossal Starship beneath him a constant reminder of the work ahead. In the previous days, he had restored the basic functions: navigation, engines, and bridge systems. But this was only the beginning. Now he was ready to transform the ship, to take it from a sleeping giant to a vessel unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. The AI, which Elias had started calling Titan, greeted him with its now familiar calm tone. "Good morning, human. Core stability has improved. Systems await modification protocols. Shall we proceed?" "Good morning, Titan," Elias said with a grin. "Yes, today we push beyond just fixing. Today we make you extraordinary." Redesigning the hull, the first step was the hull. The ship's exterior had been functional, but Elias wanted more than functional. He wanted a masterpiece. He studied the alien designs, analyzing their curves, energy conduits, and armor placement. Then he began applying human innovation. He incorporated lightweight alloys scavenged from the station and used a modular design for energy deflection. He did not just repair damage, he redesigned sections to distribute stress more efficiently. The result was a hull stronger than it had ever been, capable of withstanding extreme conditions and adaptable for future upgrades. Hull modifications. Efficiency rating increased, energy absorption optimized. Human, your innovation is unconventional, yet effective, Titan said. Elias chuckled. Unconventional is our specialty. The process took hours. Each adjustment, each recalibration tested the AI's algorithms as well. Titan learned from him, absorbing the human way of thinking, seeing solutions in ways no alien engineer ever could. Enhancing the engines next, Elias turned to propulsion. Titan's engines were powerful, but they had been designed for speed over adaptability. Elias wanted both speed and versatility. He worked on integrating a new human-designed energy regulator into the engine cores. It allowed the engines to operate at higher outputs for short bursts without overheating, a system no alien design had anticipated. He also added maneuvering thrusters, giving Titan an unprecedented level of control in tight spaces or sudden course corrections. Propulsion efficiency exceeds original specifications. Agility rating enhanced. Human. Remarkable. Titan noted. Elias nodded. Not remarkable. Just human. The engines roared softly as they were brought online. Elias tested each modification carefully. The ship responded seamlessly, accelerating faster and turning more smoothly than he expected. He felt a thrill. This was not just repair. This was transformation. And humans had the creativity to make it happen. Energy and defensive systems with the engines and hull upgraded, Elias moved to energy management. Titan had power cores that were far more advanced than anything humans had built, but they were underutilized. Elias studied the conduits, circuits, and energy flow patterns. He designed a new energy distribution system. It channeled excess energy into shields and defensive emitters, creating a self-sustaining loop that could absorb, redirect, or disperse energy in case of danger. He even added a visual interface on the bridge that allowed real-time control over energy allocation, something alien engineers had never thought necessary.
Energy optimization
Efficiency improved by 42%. Human input highly effective, Titan said. 42% improvement, Elias said, eyes sparkling. Not bad for a human with just a few tools and ideas. The ship responded immediately. Lights on the hull flickered as the energy flowed through new channels. Shields hummed softly, covering the vessel in a translucent barrier that shimmered in the docking bay's light. Titan had not just been repaired, it had been improved. Defensive display. A non-violent weapon. Elias paused and looked at the AI. You know, Titan, you don't need to be violent to be a weapon. We're not trying to destroy anything. But if someone wants to challenge humans, or the galaxy, they'll know we're prepared. Human, non-lethal defense protocols acceptable. Efficiency verified, Titan replied. Elias tested the system by channeling energy into defensive emitters. Beams of concentrated light arced across the docking bay, harmless, yet dazzling. They could deflect projectiles, disperse harmful energy, or act as a deterrent, all without causing destruction. Titan pulsed with approval, almost as if it understood the human philosophy. Power could be shown without violence. Display successful deterrent potential, extreme. Human, your logic, unique, Titan said. Elias smiled. Unique is what humans do best. The bridge interface. Full human control. Next came the bridge. Titan's original alien interface was advanced, but it was rigid, requiring strict protocols. Elias redesigned it for human use, adding intuitive controls, holographic overlays, and real-time feedback loops. He even programmed AI-assisted suggestions, which could learn from his decisions but still allowed him full command. Bridge interface. Efficiency enhanced, human input recognized, learning protocols initiated, Titan said. Elias tapped the holographic controls. Systems responded instantly. Star charts, engine status, energy allocation, and even shield integrity were now visible and adjustable with simple gestures. Humans could adapt faster than any alien system alone, and the ship now reflected that adaptability. Observation, human creativity, enhances operational performance. Remarkable, Titan said. Elias laughed. You're starting to say that a lot, Titan, but it's true. Humans don't just follow instructions, we create solutions. A glimpse of galactic attention. Word of the Colossal Starship awakening spread quietly across the station. Other engineers, traders, and even curious aliens came to see it from a distance. Some whispered about its size. Others marveled at its smooth energy hum, far more advanced than most ships in the galaxy. Elias noticed them, but he was focused. This wasn't about showing off. It was about demonstrating human ingenuity. One by one, he tested every system, improved every function, and ensured that Titan was ready for whatever the galaxy might throw at them. Observation. Human ingenuity allows rapid adaptation, capabilities increasing exponentially, Titan said. Elias nodded. Exactly. That's what humans are known for. We adapt, we innovate. And we don't need armies to prove it. Human ingenuity in action. By late evening, Elias had completed the major modifications. Titan's engines were faster, more agile. Its hull was reinforced and energy efficient. Shields glowed softly, a sign of its defensive strength. And the bridge allowed real-time control, merging human intuition with alien precision. He stepped onto the observation deck, looking out at the endless stars. The ship was no longer just a relic. It was alive, aware, and capable. And humans had made it better than it had ever been before. Human, our input has transformed me, beyond original design. Potential, limitless, Titan said. Elias felt a surge of pride. Potential isn't just about the ship. It's about humans, too. We take what others leave behind, and we make it extraordinary. That's what we do. For the first time, Titan seemed almost to smile. Its lights pulsed warmly, as if acknowledging Elias's words. A bond had formed, one of trust, respect, and partnership. Together, they had accomplished something extraordinary, something no alien civilization had thought possible. Preparing for the next phase, Elias knew there was still more work ahead. The ship could now defend itself, navigate the stars, and perform beyond its original specifications. But he had bigger ideas. He wanted to explore uncharted space, study unknown phenomena, and demonstrate human creativity on a galactic scale. Human, what is next? Titan asked. Elias grinned. Next, we take you beyond this station, Titan. We explore, we learn, and we show the galaxy what humans are capable of. They've underestimated us for too long. It's time they saw the truth. The AI pulsed, almost in anticipation. Elias felt it as a quiet thrill. Together, human and ship were ready for the unknown. Together, they were unstoppable, not through violence, but through ingenuity, creativity, and determination. And so, in the quiet docking bay of Station Zephyr, the Colossal Starship had transformed. It was no longer abandoned, no longer broken. It was a testament to human skill, human creativity, and the unique ability of one determined mechanic to change the course of the galaxy. Tomorrow, Elias would take Titan beyond the station, beyond the familiar, into the stars, where new adventures awaited. And every alien who saw it would understand a simple truth. Humans were not just survivors in the galaxy. They were innovators, creators, and a force to be respected. The docking bay of Station Zephyr was quiet as Elias Carter made the final checks. Titan, the colossal starship he had revived and transformed, pulsed softly beneath his feet. Every system hummed smoothly, engines calibrated, shields at maximum efficiency, navigation ready, and the AI fully integrated with human-designed controls. Human, all systems operational. Ready for launch, Titan said, its voice confident and calm. Elias smiled, feeling a surge of pride. Good. Let's go show the galaxy what humans can do. He ran a final scan of the station. Traders, engineers, and curious onlookers had gathered to see the ship. Some whispered excitedly, some skeptically, but all watched in awe. Elias had not intended to create a spectacle, but that was the effect of human ingenuity in action. Human observation. The attention of others is significant, Titan said. Elias chuckled. Let them watch. They'll learn. First flight beyond the station with a gentle push. Titan's engines roared to life. The colossal vessel lifted effortlessly, its new propulsion systems humming perfectly. The docking bay lights reflected off the reinforced hull, and for a moment, everyone watching was speechless. Initiating course, outside station perimeter. Full systems engaged, Titan announced. Elias guided the ship slowly at first, testing every control he had redesigned. The ship responded with precision, pivoting and adjusting seamlessly. The thrusters added a new level of maneuverability, letting him make subtle turns impossible on ships of this size. Human control is exceptional. Response exceeds design expectations, Titan said. Elias laughed softly. Exceptional is what humans do best. You'll see. Once clear of the station, Elias opened the engines to full capacity. Titan accelerated smoothly, stars stretching into brilliant streaks as the ship shot forward. He felt the thrill of exploration, of possibilities opening before him. Observation, human initiative, extraordinary. Potential for unknown exploration, unlimited, Titan said. Elias grinned. Exactly. We're going to see what's out there. First encounter with alien observers as Titan glided silently through the void. Small observation ships from nearby alien factions detected it. They approached cautiously, curious about the massive vessel that humans had brought to life. Human sensors indicate alien ships approaching. They are observing. No aggression detected yet, Titan said. Elias nodded. Let them observe. We're not here to fight. We're here to show capability, not destruction. When the aliens drew near, the ship displayed its defensive systems. not in violence, but in power. Shields glowed, energy beams shimmered across the hull, and the engines made subtle maneuvers that demonstrated agility and control. The aliens hovered in awe. They could feel the energy of the ship, understand its strength, and yet they saw no threat. Observation. Human technology capable of defense without aggression. Unique, Titan noted. Elias smiled. See, Titan? Humans solve problems differently. We don't need weapons to prove we're strong. We show it with innovation. For the first time, the alien observers whispered among themselves. Some transmitted messages of respect, some of curiosity, but all understood the simple truth. Humans were not just resourceful, they were extraordinary. Exploration and human ingenuity in action. Elias and Titan left the nearby systems behind and entered uncharted space. Stars stretched endlessly, and nebulae glowed with brilliant colors unseen on star charts. This was territory where few species dared to venture. Human. Unknown region detected. Potential hazards present require navigation adaptation, Titan said. Elias grinned. Adaptation is what humans do best. Over the next days, he guided Titan through asteroid fields, gravity wells, and strange magnetic storms. Every challenge tested the ship's systems, but Elias's modifications proved invaluable. The AI learned faster, adapting algorithms to match human intuition. Together, they avoided hazards that might have trapped other starships. At one point, they encountered a massive energy anomaly. Alien ships had avoided it for centuries, fearing its unpredictable forces. Elias studied the readings, analyzed the energy flows, and designed a temporary shield reroute. Titan executed the plan perfectly, allowing them to pass safely. Observation. Human problem-solving, creative, precise, effective, efficiency beyond expectation, Titan said. Elias laughed. That's humans for you. We see solutions where others see problems. By the end of the week, they had charted a region of space that had remained untouched for generations. Elias's maps, combined with Titan's alien systems, created data far beyond anything known in the galaxy. The power of partnership over time, the bond between Elias and Titan grew stronger. The AI not only executed commands but also suggested innovations, integrating human insight into its operations. Human, your input influences my evolution. Learning rate increasing, partnership optimal, Titan said. Elias smiled. We're a team, Titan. That's what makes humans special. We don't just fix things, we improve them. And we work together to do it. The ship hummed warmly, almost like a living being responding to a companion's words. Every modification, every improvement, highlighted the difference humans made. Alien civilizations had abandoned this ship. Humans had revived it and made it more capable than its creators ever imagined. Observation. Human ingenuity, unparalleled in recorded history, potential limitless, Titan said. Elias laughed softly. You're going to say that a lot, Titan, but it's true. Humans don't just survive. We innovate. We create. We inspire. A demonstration of human ingenuity soon. Elias realized the need to showcase the ship's capabilities, not as a weapon, but as a symbol. He transmitted a demonstration to nearby systems. Titan moved gracefully through space, performing intricate maneuvers, energy shields displayed in dynamic patterns, engines pulsing with controlled power. Alien fleets watching the display were awestruck. They had never seen a ship this massive move with such precision, nor had they seen a human pilot capable of integrating intuition with alien technology so seamlessly. Messages of admiration poured in. Requests for alliances, scientific collaborations, and observations came from all directions. Humans had finally proven their value, not as conquerors, but as innovators and problem solvers. Observation. Human reputation increasing, influence expanding, potential for galactic respect significant, Titan said. Elias smiled proudly. Finally, the galaxy will understand. Humans aren't just small players. We're creators, innovators, and we're here to make a difference. The final transformation with the demonstration complete, Elias focused on final enhancements. He improved energy flow, optimized the ship's systems for long-term exploration, and integrated adaptive shields that could respond to unforeseen cosmic events. Every modification highlighted human ingenuity, improvisation, creativity, and adaptability. Observation. Human input enhances efficiency, operational capability. Unprecedented, Titan said. Exactly. We take what's broken, make it better, and explore the unknown. That's humans. And that's what we'll keep doing, together. Titan pulsed in response. The Colossal Starship was now not just a vessel, but a testament to human potential, a living example that humans could take abandoned technology and elevate it beyond expectation. Humanity's galactic reputation solidified by the time Elias returned to known space. News of Titan had spread across multiple star systems. Humans were no longer underestimated. Their ingenuity, creativity, and problem-solving skills were recognized as unique, valuable, and even essential in galactic affairs. Human. Observation. Your species, extraordinary. Adaptation, creativity, unique. Galactic recognition, increasing, Titan said. Elias smiled. That's right, Titan. We're not just survivors. We're humans. And the galaxy is finally starting to notice. The AI pulsed once more as if in agreement. Together, they had shown that power did not come from weapons alone. True strength came from intelligence, creativity, and determination. The very traits that made humans special. A new journey begins as Titan lifted off for another journey into uncharted space. Elias looked out at the stars. He felt excitement, pride, and a deep sense of purpose. With a ship of this capability, and with humans' ingenuity at the helm, there was no limit what they could achieve. Human. Where shall we go next? Titan asked. Elias laughed softly. Wherever the stars take us, Titan. We'll explore, we'll learn, and we'll show the galaxy what humans are capable of. That's our gift. That's our power. The colossal starship pulsed and roared softly, engines pushing them forward into the infinite expanse of space. A human mechanic and a once-forgotten vessel had changed the galaxy forever, not through violence, but through brilliance, creativity, and courage. And somewhere in the silent expanse of the cosmos, the galaxy began to take notice. Humans were not just another species. They were innovators, problem solvers, and a force to be respected. Elias Carter smiled. The adventure was only beginning.